way through, and then I took a little line from the discharge of the pump and put it into the cubby hole and rolled it up and poured Jack Daniels in there. And that was my, when you go to school at that point, and my Coke, and I roll it back up and stick it back in there. Dad filled that thing up with Jack Daniels, that cubby hole of Jack Daniels, once and wondered why the hell those windshield washers weren't working. They figured it out. A little bit.
I just want to hear everybody's favorite grandma story, and then I also want to hear grandma tell us how she learned to cook, because it's a good story. How you learned to cook? Yeah, you were talking about making bread. When you first learned how to bake bread?
The first loaf I baked, you put it through a wall.
Yeah, me too.
I couldn't slice it. I learned the hard way. She was always so busy. Mom never taught me how to make bread. I learned the hard way. Finally, I learned to follow a recipe. But, and I got it mastered. Well, it wasn't always good, but these kids never went hungry. And I know we always, I think I fed more at the farm friends, and I never knew how many was going to come down the stairs. Another thing I wanted to say that Dad was he just was so involved in music, he loved it, and every one of these kids had lessons. We didn't have Papa P in, but by golly, these kids had music lessons. Tony, I think, was the only one that was free. He broke a horse for his lessons. But some they didn't last too long. But Mary had 6 years. Jim had 6 years. We gave it a try anyway. Dad just wouldn't give up. Bought Jim that big quarter box. My goodness sakes. He did master that pretty good. Music was a big part in our family, and I think it was good. A good thing for us. You got a story, Tom?
What, Nick, you wanted some?
Favorite grandma story? Favorite story about grandma?
Grandma Bartle?
No, this grandma.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, mother was a disciplinarian, you know. Dad, he was an old softy, and mother was a disciplinarian. And I remember one time, I can't remember, we were on the farm, and I don't know if they were chickens or turkeys or ducks or something, well, they must have been taken after as kids, and mother took after them. I think she killed 2 or 3 of them with a stick or something, but she was shooting.
Two turkeys.
Yeah.
For wrestling, you and Jerry, I think.
Broke the broomstick?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. No, I just wanted to talk about you being, you were the backbone of the family. Dad was the old softy, and if there's any disciplining to be done, this lady did it. So
Jean could tell you a few things.
Yeah, I stuck my tongue out once at Mom, and I didn't do that again. Chased me with a broom or something, I didn't look back. She was chasing me with something.
Mom wasn't really harsh or tough, but she had a bit of a temper. And I remember the one time we had this old rocking chair, you know, those old wooden rocking chairs, those old kind of a granny chair, and it had kind of a loose rocker on it. And I upset Mom once, and my God, she tipped that rocking chair over, took the rocker off the bottom. That just kind of fell off, and I paid for it. It was
Horrible.
no, I'm surprised you don't remember that the rocker fell off that chair quite easily, and it just happened to fall into your hands, and I paid for it.
I do remember when the boys were wrestling. Barry and Jack were wrestling.
No, Sherry.
Well, they would not quit. They would not quit. I broke the broom over their back. They were so wore out, both of them. Neither one would give up. And I thought they'd kill each other.
Yeah, I think every, our 6th birthday, I think we all had a party, right?
Yeah, that's.
And I do remember my party, Mom making a kind of a clown cake. I remember it was some kind of a ice cream cone turned upside down for the egg or something. But I can remember that. So that's kind of my grandma's story.
I guess mine was when we were going to Yale School in the wintertime, Dad would pull Jim, Bruce, and I think Kathy on a toboggan to our Yale School. Well, Mom would make TV dinners, remember that? And we'd put them on the stove when we got to school. Yeah, and I can remember
That
that.
hot lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought they were the best. And then I remember one other time, I got pinned between the chicken coop with a ram. Oh my God, I thought it was gonna kill me. I think I even pooped my pants.
But then Dad, he heard Jim, this is Terry, heard Terry's walking in the squealing and that you kept butting up against the chicken coop. Dad came running and tipped at you and took the elder down and was blooding her nose. beat her up like a large dog fight or something. I stood there and watched her kid.
Do you guys remember Tiny, our little Shetland pony?
Yeah.
This isn't even a story for Mom, I got one here later here, but I just, when you were talking about that, I just remember that. But Mary and I were riding at one time right out front, I don't know why, and the damn thing started to buck, and we were all just bawling like hell. Fell off, and I remember Dad said we were gonna have the boys work it over or something for it, so thanks guys, I guess I appreciate that. One of the things that I remember Mom doing to me when I was in cheerleading in high school, here she comes with her video camera, and back in the day, I mean, it was like a damn spotlight, and here we're cheering, here and here, she comes with this damn old camera. I mean, it got so bad that the athletic director had to come and tell her she had to turn it off because it was causing havoc with the game. God, I want to just crawl underneath the damn bleachers about that. Thanks, Mom, I appreciate that. But Jim is not here tonight here, and there's one cute little story that I remember everybody maybe remember about Jim. Mom was waxing the floor. How the hell she ever had time to wax the floor or even scrub the floor, who knows? But I remember on her hands and knees with the old arrow wax, too, I can remember. And I remember Jim wanted a cookie or something. She said, go and sit outside. When I'm done, then I'll come and get you a cookie or something. So, and none of us kids ever asked anymore. We asked once and that was it, you know, you just never did. No, I mean, Mom, I'm just saying it's a whole different story now when we grew up than what they are now. But anyway, Jim went out there, and I think, of course, Mom forgot about him. And she went outside, and Jim says, I thought you were going to cookie me. Thought you were supposed to cookie me. I mean, that about damn near breaks my heart even thinking about it.
How long you sat out there on the step waiting for the
It was probably 5
I guess
minutes.
one thing with Mom that I'll always remember is her food. Obviously, our life is evolved around food and always will be. But I remember at Easter, she would make these, she always had bread dough, so she would make these chicks. Yeah, the little peeps. She would tie them in a knot, her bread dough, and make it look like a bird, and put two little raisin eyes, and yellow frosting on them, and everybody'd come down in the morning for Easter, and she'd always have this little tray of these yellow chicks. I'll always remember Mom, these yellow, yeah, they were good, yeah.
And then, let's see, now with Mom, we'd have to probably say her faith, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of us was in church on Sunday, and we looked pretty damn good too. We didn't go dirty, our underwear was clean. I didn't wear underwear back then either. And the faith has gotten far, like in the train accident with Mom and Terry.
Terry and I.
Yeah, they'd be able to explain a lot better than I that was simply a.
We had good guardian angels.
Yeah.
We hit the train.
Jeff, you got something to say? Terry can explain what you're doing.
Have long.
You wanna talk about the train
Well,
accident?
you go ahead.
Go ahead, now when you get done, I'll tell you.
God, we were always in the living room at night, and Mom would be in the kitchen. All the time, she would be doing dishes, she was just a worker. That's how Mom. But I do remember she'd take time to come out there and, she'd sit in the chair and Barry would be right here, man, doing her lap, and she'd be singing Baby Bio.
I think the maddest I ever seen Dad was, since Jim isn't here, we're gonna pick on him. Remember when he pulled the chair out from you? Mom was gonna sit down and Jim pulled the chair. We hit the floor and boy, Dad was right there. I don't know what happened,
That wasn't me. What was he thinking?
yeah. But
No
anyway,
damn cooking.
little bit about the train. Mom and I are probably lucky to be here. We had to take Mr. Kester. He had a broken leg to school early one morning. And I don't know, Mom was driving and the windows was all fogged over. And she didn't hear the train or see the train. And it hit the front, it hit every corner of, I think it was Townsville. And I opened the door and jumped out. I don't know how it didn't suck me in.
Sucked the jacket right off it.
Yeah, took my jacket right off me.
If he hadn't hung on to the door handle, he'd have got stuck under that train. But the reason that we took this teacher, Dad, I don't know how we always got roped into this, but, when the teacher broke his leg while he was dead, we always hauled him back. We hauled him to school and brought him home from school. And this time he got called out on the gas truck, and so I had to, and I was in a hurry. It was 30 below, I think. I know it was, the windows were all frosted over, and I didn't see that train, and they said that he didn't blow his whistle. But I'm sure I would have heard it. But anyway, it hit the train, took the front end of the car off, spun the car around, and took the back end off, and never broke a window. Well, you don't think we didn't have good guardian angels? Yeah, boy. And I just sat there, Jeff said, Mom, get out, get out.
Terry.
So I just sat there, I couldn't move. And here, yeah,
We
okay.
have a question here.
Oh, we do.
We do have a question here.
Grandma Kathy, what was your favorite thing when you were a little kid?
My favorite thing, Kinley?
She got all the pretty dresses and we had to
Thanks, Kim. I do remember Mom making a dress for me. I'm sure you girls had to wear it after I got done with it, but I'm sure I looked the best in it anyway. But I don't know how Mom had time to do this either, because it had the little cross-stitch thing. I remember it was orange gingham or something, peach gingham or something. I think we have pictures, Mary and I, and that, and I don't know how, where you even went to have a picture taken or anything, but anyway, Kinley, I remember getting a doll in the mail, and I remember that smell of that, you know, that latex or that smell of that doll coming in the mail. I don't know why, but that's probably, we didn't get a whole lot of toys, nothing like what you guys have now, but I do remember that toy anyway.
Good job, Kinley.
Good job. Father Jefferson would say,
So April has something. Oh, Brooks, April and Brooks. You guys want to go ahead?
I'm heading out, so someone else needs to.
Oh, to consultation.
So Graham, it's pretty evident you've raised a remarkable group of children here, but with me and my little one, I want to know some good advice that you have to raising great children like you have. Good answer. Big old belly, big old belly.
Just stop
well, you're
it.
back,
Stop it now.
The whole Greenville teachings in church, if these kids never made a move, I mean, they're, you know, like now you hear kids squealing and squalling, not a peep out of these kids. We really had good kids, and we took them out. They probably made up for it, but.
I think Jeff might have squawked a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
I just don't know as far as advice, just love them. And who was it was saying today that their kids wouldn't eat this or that, and, but they were trying to get them to eat, and they said, and they said, oh, that kid is so picky, and I said, this kid is slow, and I thought, I don't think I ever had to coax our kids to eat, and they got it, they ate what they got, but they didn't get dessert, and we used to just plop, 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 everybody got something on their plate. We never, they weren't spoiled, I'll tell you that. That's one thing I can really be proud of. Oh, maybe I'm trying to.
Jeff was spoiled.
Jeff was a handful.
Spoiled handful, Jeff.
A spoiled handful.
Look at him now. He's just.
Talking about picky eating, I was a picky eater when I was little. And I remember coming to Grandma's house, and the thing that she said to me, because I wouldn't eat what she made, was, as I was getting in the car, I think I was, 4 maybe? She goes, well, next time you pack your lunch. Yelling from the steps, next time you pack your lunch.
I was tough. I'd have to be, because Dad was such a pushover. And I think that's why we are such a bunch.
Brooks has got a question, Mom.
My question's for Uncle Jeff. What was it like being the baby of the family?
You know what?
That was a good one.
It was awesome. It really was. They were tired. It was good. It was okay. Yeah, Mom already had, she already had 9, so I think I got away with some stuff, didn't I, Mom? But you know what? And you beat my ass when I put my pants on. First grade, not third grade. You know what, Dad was always, when he didn't do something to make him proud, he'd come up with something, I tell you, that's probably the best hairbrusher ever. But he would come up with something. If you were a Finneman kid or a grandkid, he would come up with something. You were the jewel of his eye.
That's good. Yeah. Okay, should we end it at that? Everybody get tired?
Yeah, I think.
No. Okay, Caitlin wants, Caitlin, you got a question, Caitlin?
What's the worst thing you guys have gone away with?
I don't know if I ever got away with anything, but I know we didn't drink. You know, I mean, that was. Us older boys didn't drink, and I think probably the first time that I drank, I was, God forbid, I was a senior in high school and ended up in the Legion Club. And slow gin, and to this day I can't think of even drinking slow gin, but I drank a little too much and decided to break up a pajama party just north of Terry, and by God, I proceeded to do that. And but anyway, I did get into some serious trouble, and my little brother here, Tony, he takes me home. I was not in very good shape. He takes me home and he cleans me up with a garden hose, puts my pajamas on and puts me to bed. I guess I didn't get away with anything, but I was just thankful I had it. So.
Tell about Bruce.
Yeah, I didn't get away with much, but there was one thing, we were in Fallon, and Bruce got a little snootful uptown too at one point, I think Tom and I, and Bruce came in and he was loud and obnoxious, and Tom and I were trying to keep him kind of quiet. I said, no, quiet down, or oh my God, you wake up Dad. Oh, take you on, dude. Bruce goes, get your ass to bed. Take him out of the way.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's something I learned, but anybody else got, I know it's getting kind of late, we probably need to kind of cut it off here pretty soon.
Brady has one.
Well, I heard this story from my mom, and she was quite young, but I want to hear the boys' version on Grandpa's Tangle with Leo Fisher.
Well, Leo Fisher was he was the town drunk, not kind of the town drunk. He was an obnoxious fool too, and we were, Tom and I, we were out in front, and Dad was out there, and we were doing something with the El Camino, I think, and Leo Fisher pulls up.
Playing ball in the street.
That's what it was. We were playing ball in the street, and here came old Leo Fisher, and he just came just kind of strolling by, and he jumped out of his vehicle, and he took after Dad, and of course Tom wasn't going to hear that, so Tom I think he just kind of wrapped him up, and I was punching him. Tom had him all wrapped up, so I felt pretty darn safe, and I was going, "Wait on the hell out of it." I was probably about 15, and Tom was about 16, but Tom, pretty damn stout. Of course, Leo was drunk, and Tom just grabbed him, but he wasn't about to let him work over Dad, and not that he could. Dad could handle his own, but we thought it was kind of time for us kids to kind of step up and kind of take care of Dad a little bit too. So Tom grabbed him, and I started wailing on him. I was tough as hell as long as Tom had him. That's kind of a Leo Fisher. You might have a different version of it or something. But
Yeah, oh yeah, he can't do it. You didn't dare do anything to us kids when Dad was around, and I remember Leo was really a knothead. So he did swing by the house a couple times. Dad yelled at him, and he come out again and jumped out. And Dad was a strong man, but he had that pretty much bent over the back of the car.
Fisher, no, Dad had Leo Fisher.
He had Dad.
Poor shit.
And I grabbed him. Were you? Oh, Dad was whooping on him? Oh, shit.
Then you came out, and then you grabbed Leo Fisher. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I thought.
anyway, Tom and I took care of business that
I even got in a punch, believe it or not.
You guys remember Ella Bolton, the neighbor beside us, that was a real royal pain in the hind end, but Tony was working at the sheriff's office in Terry, and I think he had brought home this great big old dog, and he was a nice dog and everything. He brought it home because somebody probably abandoned it or whatever the heck, and Mom, I don't know, you were probably at the migrant program, I don't know where the hell you were, but us kids were all home here, and Ella had these stupid little poodles, remember that? Well, that wasn't it a poodle?
Yeah.
Okay. And anyway, that we were outside playing with this big old dog. I can't remember what his name was or anything. Buck. And this poodle just kept nipping at his ears. Well, old Buck grabbed this poodle and just went, and boom, the poodle was dead. So we made Mary walk over, Jay and I made Mary walk over to Ella Bolton's, tell her that our dog killed her poodle. she was madder than hell. Well, so we brought Buck in the house with us.
And they locked me out.
No, no, we brought you in and we brought Buck in and I don't know where the young boys were. We did. Well, she come to the door and was pounding to the door and I remember bawling like, I'm not gonna let you in. I think we called Tony up in the sheriff's office, wondered what the heck to do, and I don't know why she ever came over to our house after that, but I know she always wanted to eat. Terry, whenever Terry was eating something, she always wanted to eat off your plate, and I think Terry shoved this piece of toast. No, I think this was Ella Bolton. He shoved this piece of toast in her mouth, and she wanted just a bite of that toast. And or something, he just shoved it here, take it, he said.
If it wasn't Al Bolton, it was Arvilla Fisher.
Mom, you may have to tell him on Bella. She was our neighbor, and
She was slow.
she was slow.
Very slow.
Very
I
slow.
know, slow.
And I think she had a crush on every one of the boys. So she would try to come around a lot, and it just would drive these boys nuts, because she would just follow her around.
Terry pushed her in the lilac bushes.
Well, our villa was, I think we can do this, was
Oh,
having.
This will be the last thing of the evening.
So our villa and another married man was having some fun. And Mom was lecturing her left and right about it one night, or one afternoon. And all our villa looked at Mom and just grinned and Mom said, don't you let Bill Twitchell ever touch you again. And she looked at Mom and grinned and said, but I like it.
We could tell stories forever.
Yeah, it is getting kind of late, of course, I'm still in North Dakota time, so that really doesn't count, but it's getting a little late here, I think, and we should probably, just for logistic reasons, do we have to clean this up this evening, or are we coming back out in the morning, what's the?
Breakfast is at 7 tomorrow morning.
Breakfast is at 7 o'clock here tomorrow morning,
Mass
church is
is
at, Mass is at 8:30,
8:30.
and then there's gonna be a baptism, a little alley right after
Following
Mass,
Mass.
and that should be
Yeah.
cool, I think. I get
Then
to
are we
take part
coming
in
back,
that.
or what do we gotta do?
So we have to be out of here by noon?
By noon, out of here by noon.
And there's probably some little, but no, we don't have to seriously clean it up, but we do have to make it orderly before we
I think
leave,
as long
so.
as we get all of our stuff out, we paid $100 cleaning deposit, so it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, so we don't have to
cleaned,
have it
but
spick and
as long as
span,
everybody gets
but-
their stuff.
But I'm assuming that, and not that we need to settle this, but this might be a pretty good thing. This isn't a bad place to have a gathering, is it, folks? I mean, it's right in my city.
Maybe ask, what would people like to do for breakfast tomorrow? Would you
Yeah.
rather just wait and eat after baptism?
Come back out,
Instead of-
come back out. Okay.
Maybe we'll just, everybody's kind of on their own in the morning, just try to get to church at 8:30, and then we'll be
But
out
we,
here after.
but we do have to be out of here by noon.
We do, but
Or one-
she said
or
no
1
problem.
o'clock,
You know,
something
we've
like that.
tolerated the heat, so I think they'll be flexible.
Yeah.
She said no
Coffee
problem.
and rolls
Yeah.
first thing in the morning.
Well, what they're talking about is we'll wait till after church and come back out.
Do you wanna get coffee going first, so everybody have coffee first, or what?
What does everybody,
What do you guys wanna do?